Hey everyone, welcome to another stream. Uh, if anyone is new to the stream, please feel free to read the description on the right side. If anyone is new to the channel, you can uh, check my intros and other videos on the channel as well. The main aim of this is uh, kind of help everyone and also work through it, right? The channel aim, right? This live stream, I'll be mostly working on low-level designs. In the past, we revised this, oops, and I never created a video on LeetCode roadmap. Um, I think I created a video generic about DSA. I think maybe that's what uh, you were talking about. But I don't create like I don't have any specific roadmaps. So let's get started. Right. So I think in one of the videos I mentioned that whenever we want to do a low-level design, right, uh, is white one better? Not better for my eyes. Yes, yes, I understood. Wasif, I understood. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away by the word keyword, but yeah. So what we will be doing today, like what I'll be doing is this design management system like Jira, right? So let's give it a nice color. Jira has a color. So first thing, whenever we are in an interview, right, something that we should do is, sorry, my bad, little bit. What we should do is identify slash first step should be clarify requirements. I'm going to take a reference from the Exicali also that I created a while back. This is going to be L, this is going to be X, right? This will be more of like you clarify the requirements also, and then you also ask the uh, questions. So, for example, uh, let's talk about what is that thing. Let me go to my video itself, right? So I am also little bit out of what you say touch all about DSA, whether it is DSA, whether it is LLD, whether it is HLD, right? The first thing would be not gather, sorry, not just clarify, right? You have to gather requirements also. I am watching my own YouTube video on the side. So you gather and clarify requirements, right? That is your first thing. I'll just note down these steps here and then we'll go through it one by one, right? And the second thing would be uh, identify uh, classes. Let's call it classes, properties. Uh, Classes have properties and they have methods, right? Probably their behavior. This will be like our second thing, right? For any system that we get. And then the third thing will be a class diagram with the class diagram with the relationships. That's important, right? Including relationships. And then you have implementation and then multi-threading and whatnot, right? Implementation, highlight design patterns, multi-threading, etc. Right? I think these are the important things that we need to be worried about. Now, this is all based on my knowledge, right? There might be better way also. And my knowledge I have already mentioned. I think on the top you can see that's based on that knowledge, right? So if anyone tackles in a different way, feel free to put that. So I'll be looking at the chat, uh, but I'll be side by side coding also, right? So not will be that attentive to the chat, but after some time I'll come back to chat as well. So I have to just is there a way to put a timer? Let me start a timer on my other screen and I'll strictly end this at 12 p.m. the live stream 12 a.m. sorry. Uh, cool. So task management system is like Jira. So task management, what it means is you have tasks just like Jira. You can create, update, delete tasks. So even so let's say if this question comes to anyone doesn't know about question, then we'll have to somehow ask question to the interviewer, right? That what it basically means. So as of now, I also don't have idea. So I just picked it because that's a let's practice it. So I'll answer the questions. Versatile, do you have Discord? No, I don't have a Discord. If required, I'll create one. Probably, I think I have got this question a lot, but I don't get time to answer one-on-one answer so much. So I'll probably once I have good audience, I'll create a Discord. Uh, so C++ and Java both are good for answering your question, Amit Giri. C++ and Java both are good, both are equivalent, right? But let's say if I had to start it again, right? I had to start from scratch and when I'm in college. So I would probably rely more on C++ because it has more resources and you can go into that competitive programming game when you are in college. So let's say if you're in first year, right? I would have gone with C++. But now, and also you can do LLD than in C++, right? But these OOPS principles and all that are better in Java, I feel like. So whichever language you choose, in the end, it is going to balance it out, right? That's what I feel like. I chose Java. Now I didn't go into competitive programming, not just because of Java, but it also involves high math and all whatnot, right? But little bit speed also makes Java not a good for CP. So it's both are good, I would say. Don't think too much time on which language. If you want to be a competitive programmer down the line, C++ might be little bit better. Otherwise, Java is good enough for programming, like in interviews. But yeah, if you have to ask me which one I would choose, I would go with C++ again, right? So Mahir, no, I don't have a Discord server. Tosif means we have to use OOPS for, yes, if you have low level design, then you have to use OOPS. So there are two types of rounds. One is system design, high level round HLD, and the other is LLD, right? So for LLD, you have to use OOPS principle, like for SD2 roles. Cool. Now, without wasting much time, right, I'll jump to the first one, uh, gather and clarify requirements, right? So the first thing it that I can see is, right, these are like my requirements. And what I can see here is that users can create, update, and delete tasks, right? So task becomes another identity, I think here, entity or class, whatever you can call it. So now, so you have a system where you're saying that user can go ahead and create a task, right? Now, what is a task? So task can have a heading or a title, right? Just like we have in summary, that's what we call it in Jira. So you can have a title, description, and probably due date or completion date, let's call it. A task, we can call it due date as well. Due date, and it also has a priority and a status, right? So this status could be like to do or pending, and then in progress, then done or completed, right? So we have lot of other things also in Jira like acceptance criteria, whatnot, right? But those are not that important. The user should be able to assign tasks, so there should be assignee, right? Each task should have a assignee as well that I missed here. It could be a field on a task. Now we can ask their user will have a set of tasks, right? Now all the other things that it has are like a search functionality, search all the search tasks of assignee, these kind of things could be there, right? What else could be there? There could be comments on the task, but I think I'll leave it for now. comments on the task, right? Um, Extra. Just call it extra because might be too much, right? And basic search. So that all is there, and then concurrency. How we are going to do in a concurrent manner. So that is like the task management system like Jira, right? What else? See what else? This is not be going to be like exact Jira, right? This is more of you can think of like a mini version of Jira, right? Simplified Jira, like a more of a simplified version of Jira, like with basic functionalities. And the system should be like extensible to new features, right? Extendable to new features. So I think probably it's better to kind of start with this and then kind of once you write the requirements, right, it's better to like identify classes, properties and methods, right, on the go. We might have to add new priorities as well as it as we go through this, right? So first thing that is very kind of straightforward and I think in all the systems that we are going to do is user entity, right? User will have user ID, name, uh, and then email, right? These are there in all of these, right? User is going to have all of these. And then you have a task. Task is going to have a user task ID, title, description, and it will have a list of comments also, right? So, and then description, let's say status, let's call it task status, right? And then task ID, title, description, task ID, priority, assignee, right? Like this. Now once you have task, the next thing that it can have is now for similarly like so one better way of this task status is that you can have a task status enum, right? So task yes, it will have to do no pending in progress done. So that is another thing that would have. And then what else? Then like you will have a demo application that will be there. But I think we could have a like one will be a singleton task management system class like task management system. This is like a Jira instance that you get, and then you have a task management some demo class, right? Hey, Giri. Hey, Amar, I don't have a Twitter, bro. Now, one way to do this is like once you create a task, right? So if we have to create, let's say, feel like this is like a easier system that we have. So user is there. We have a task. Task has lot of things in it, right? And then we have the whole task management system. But these are the only two things, right? User task, but user can also have list of tasks that it has, right? Now, what is the best way to deal, like put it in a task or have a user to task mapping in a task manager? That would make sense, right? In a system, you have a user to task mapping. So that would go in your system. Like this, so this is task. You would have a task management, or let's call it task manager. Like manager is a widely used term. It kind of manages everything in the system. Task manager, it has user to task relationship also, and all the tasks also, and it follows a single button pattern. So that is one way of doing it, right? What else? Yeah, so it would be there in my bio, uh, Umar. So what other way would be? So there could be like in a project you have a task. I can create another mapping that you have a project. That project have lot of tasks, right? That is another mapping we could create, and then you could create another so many tasks in a within one project, right? Or a feature. Is that a good mapping to create? Let's see. And also, I think comment functionality is also good to have. Mhm. We need to create another thing. Comment. So let's remove project for now. So just a pro tip, like if you are kind of working, you can heavily rely on the documentation because this could go in different ways, right? So I'm thinking of creating a comment as well. Now, as this is a small one, right? So instead of uh, the class diagram, let's jump into code only, right? So let's say we have a user class. Now, user can have a private string ID because we need to follow income private string name, right? And then private mail and then public get name, get ID, public get name, get email, public get ID, get name, get email. Dot name. This dot ID. I think the page. No, it is of Ish, time is for in this supply. Like this. Now what is the entity? The comment. It makes sense to kind of design these identities that meant like, comment have use. It will have a user ID. So I'm just to create a mapping to user. So comment ID will ID string commented and then ID into there and then timestamp and all there, but content and private public comment task ID did it is the content. First is ID. Again, this dot ID. So get ID. Get get this. Mhm. This is Scali and IntelliJ. Combination of these two. Applying 12. So once you have a command, what is the next simple thing? All the timestamp created by audit, let's say audit, right? So that all will also be there. Is there any other primitive identity also? So primitive is user and comment in here. Any other primitive identity do we have? Task will have a relationship with its manager. Like task will have a relationship with this comment and then you can upper comment it like with all the properties. So let's design now task. So basically we have three entities, right? So now it will have a title description, uh, ID, right? Title description and ID. ID title description. uh, then you are going to have a status and the enum. You have tasked a task. You have task the title. It will have a list of all the comments. So now either you can get better to make all the comments there. Don't want to complicate things with hash comment. Yeah, searching based on a particular comment import. So that is that. And you'll have a priority also. But let's just let get normal thing work. Now you will have a link to assignee and that will be user ID. So thing, right, and you'll have a date when it is created. Private date. Hmm. Now we could either so what all the things that you right have. This is our class. So well, whenever you want to create a the title is mandatory and description they need not to provide. Status they need not to provide, only with title you can create. Right. Priority and all the need not added can all be added later. So IDs again some random ID and this dot title is equal to be title and then all the other things will be automatically connected, right? You can have a default priority and not. So this dot status by default is to do. Priority also can be anything and the date created will automatically picked by new date. So this dot comment list is equal to list and this dot created at is equal to date. These are the one you can assign a usage to write and now we need to follow this this dot this is this date complete uh, this assign this thought signing equal to and add comment, right? Probably. Again, this also could be comment of comments only. This dot comment, but yeah, and we only comment ID. So that is your task, right? So you have a task and then you have a comment. So if you use curly as well, so the flow is like we'll keep task manager here. Have a comment, right? There can be on both the sides. There can user A, user B, like that. Task manager will also. This is not a class diagram, but yeah, some hint around it. Cool. So now thing would be to create a task. First, let's try to it is private. So every get in get, then you don't now singleton, right? Now in here we may need things, right? Will be of fetch it, right? Then come and also task it to task added to task mapping can be added. My voice would be feeble because I'm talking and listening. like I'm just talking to. Correct. Right. Right. Now create a task and get in task, get data, status, these sort of functionalities you can add. Task and then remove a task. How would you search task? One is like search task, right? Search, right? Let's improve. And if we have to apply a filter, apply filter on task. We do have all. So one way is that you can search the task. So I'll take, okay, I think it's about time. So I'll DevOps. I have no idea, bro, what DevOps string board is. I think Jira as a tool is okay. It's all the different people how they use it that make it for me. I'm in a service-based company. So code forces, I think if you are already working, right, it is little bit hard to do code forces because that will require more of your attention. So doing code forces is like I think little bit late now. You can just focus on DSA. I think DSA is good enough to crack any company. I do have a video on that. Not saying that watch my video, but I do have a video on that. So you can watch that. But I think DSA is the only way that you will you'll have to do DSA, right? Start with easy problems. There's a video that can help you out there, right? Follow that and do DSA every day. And I think it's just the matter of time, right? If you put 6 months, 8 months into DSA, right, it will automatically happen. Just need to put in those hours. Yeah, you need to then put in your hours if you have watched the video, right? It's just that you need to put in the hours and eventually your rating will start increasing in contest. If your rating has started increasing, yes, yes, his sheet is good. So I have not personally followed it, but everyone's sheet is good. But take it to like 150 or 200 problems. That's are good enough. Once you do that, you start appearing into for interviews. Okay, don't think like you will not be able to clear, but yeah, start appearing for interviews once you're done with this sheet. Yeah, it's your wish, man. If you want to do code forces as well, in that video, if you have watched, I've specifically mentioned that stick to one platform. Don't worry. There is no point of doing 8,800 rated code forces constant. It's juggling your mind between two things, right? Stick to one platform. LeetCode is good enough to crack any company out there. So that would be my advice. But if you want to juggle, then that's. I know I might be sounding a little bit rude, but I want to say this that stick to one platform. LeetCode is good enough. 800 rated problems at code forces still involves little bit of math. They are only math based. They don't involve any graph database, right? They don't involve any even sliding window and stuff like that. So that is there. What is there in LeetCode? So stick to there is a LeetCode. You don't have to juggle around even with sheets. There is 150 top interview problems least list by LeetCode itself, right? Focus on that, solve that 3 to 4 times. The LeetCode website says that solve it 3 to 4 times to get hang of it. So yes, yeah, you don't have to like stick to my advice also, but yeah, stick to one platform. LeetCode is good enough, man. Don't have to juggle around code forces. I know that code forces title has more weightage because that's if you start early, right? If you are in college, that's good. Now in lead code forces will require more for focus and it in like but on lead code the move problems are more standard, less thinking, and also like you need to know some set of patterns and you'll be able to go pass through the interviews. So cool. Uh, take care, guys. Bye.